What's up, guys? What's up, cycling fanatics? It's Monday morning and I'm checking out the race footage of yesterday and Saturday. So there was 2 races this weekend. You're already seen it in the intro, so I don't have to tell you. I crashed. And I got this. So, busted up my helmet pretty bad. Scratched my glasses. Bike is okay. I checked the frame. There's nothing wrong, I think. But my neck is stiff. Shoulder hurts. Egg on my face. Scratched my knee. But I'll be okay. And we're gonna take you to the race. I'm gonna show you the footage. In my warm-up, today I'm racing Criterium in Heerde in the Netherlands. The course is only 950 meters, so that's gonna be 60 laps, all left turns. So we're gonna get dizzy. 15 minutes for the start, and the weather is pretty good. The race before us is almost about to finish, so it's about time to head up there, do maybe 1 lap on the track to see how it is, and then it's racing time. Alright, here we go. I got a bit late at the start. After my warm-up, I went to the track and everybody was already on the line waiting, and then on the start I pressed the button a bit late. So I was all the way in the back, and then this is the first lap, first turn, and I put in a big effort in the first couple laps to gain a lot of places because I wanted to be in front. It's a very short track, very short lap, and there's a couple tight turns, so it's all gonna be single file after the speed gets in. So here I'm trying to go to the front as quick as I can. Some moves work, some moves don't, but I'm gonna show you the whole first 2 laps so you can see the lap, how it goes, where the turns are. It was pretty tight. There wasn't a single straight piece in this lap except this piece. This is the last turn for the finish straight, and even the finishing straight is not straight. This is one big turn to the left. It was a bit windy this day, so staying on the left here was actually an advantage to stay out of the wind. 1 lap in. I'm already gaining a lot of positions here. Here we had a strong headwind, so it was better to stay behind some of the other riders, but still I wanted to gain more places, so trying to find the gaps. Here's a guy from my team, Sven. And in the second lap, as you can see, everybody's single file. There were more than 80 riders in this race. And if everybody's riding behind each other, then it's going to be a very long line. So it was very hard to overtake everybody. And I knew it was important to stay in the first couple, like the first group of 10-20 riders. Start finish again. This was the second lap. As you can see, only 2 kilometers on the clock. It's 950 meters each lap. The race was 60 laps long, 80 riders on the start, and there's not a single straight piece in this lap. Here I'm on the side. It's a disadvantage with the headwind, but still I wanted to overtake more people. Stuff like this happens. People just abruptly brake and we were bumping into each other. 6 laps in, you hear the bell. This is the 3-lap preem. So three laps in a row. The first 3 riders that cross the finish get a point. First one gets 3, second one gets 2, and the third one gets 1 point. And then after 3 laps, the leader gets the preem. So since I was approaching the front of the pack, I figured I would go for this preem. The first lap had already gone, so I didn't get any points, but here I can move up quite far to the front, and here you see the front first 4 riders, so coming up in the second prelim lap. I'm in second position here, it's the last straightaway for the finish. And I needed those points, so stepped on the pedals. And here I got 3 points for the prelim. This is the third race, again on the finishing straight. Here I'm on third position. Teammate here is in front. And here I get third, so I've got another point. And I took the overall. Skipping halfway through the race. Here I just missed the haystack. It was very close. And now we are 1.5 laps before the finish. I skipped all the way to the end of the race because the whole race was a bit of the same. 1.5 lap for the finish. Everybody's riding fast right now. What I didn't know, actually, there's one guy who had a breakaway by its own. And he's in front of the whole pack, so he was actually going to win this race. And I didn't know. All these guys are all sprinters, they want to go for the sprint, so nobody is really pulling. Nobody is pulling. Approaching the last turn for the last lap. I want to stay in front because the lap is so tight. There's not a lot of options to overtake anybody, so maybe third, fourth, fifth wheel will be okay. Here we go. As you can see, it's pretty tight. A lot of guys trying to get in front. That's the bell for the last lap. And here we go. Sharp turn. And the speed is up. We've got basically 2 turns for the finish. This was the sharpest turn in the course. Pretty difficult turn. Boom! There, my rear wheel just breaks out. I'll do a slow-mo. Approaching the turn, 41 kilometers an hour, and my rear end slipped out. You can see my bike moving a little bit, and then I almost hit the curb. Well, I managed to stay on the bike, and here we go for the last straightaway. It's only 1 turn for the finish, and what I wanted to do, my idea was stay in third wheel and then sprint around these guys at the finishing straight, but somehow these guys all got around us, and here I'm in fifth wheel, turn into the last turn, and I end up on the left here, and I try to sprint, and these guys move over to the left, and right there is the fence. I have to keep my legs still, I couldn't pedal, and I couldn't really go for the sprint. I pretty much rolled to the finish, end up fifth. I got fifth, and at the last straight I got on the wrong side of the straightaway, so I couldn't really sprint for the finish. I was on the inside with fences on the left, guys sprinting on the right, so I couldn't really pull through. So I got fifth, but I got some preems, so I'm gonna pick them up now.
Was ik 16?
Ja, zo hoor ik, ja.
Serieus?
Hij riep het net om.
Ja?
Ja.
En moet nog betalen.
Ja, €2 hè?
Ja.
Komt goed hoor.
Ja?
Ja.
Ja? Maar jij natuurlijk dikke flappen, hè?
Ja, hele dikke flappen. Nou, ik weet niet hoeveel dikke flappen er worden uitgekeerd, maar...
Nou, dit is de Rabobank ronde van de Heerde, hè? Dus,
Oh, dus er komen bij elke premie komt €50 bij dan.
Jasper.
Oké.
Nou Jasper, jij kunt thuiskomen.
Ja, ik goed gedaan hè?
Ja, zeker weten.
Goed zo. Dan moet er nog €2 uit.
Ja, oh ja, natuurlijk.
Maar even bij het terras voor bij de post hoort.
Ja. Mwap, 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 mwap. Dit zijn de enorme prijzen.
Goed gedaan, schatje.
10, 6, 8, 5, 15.
Zo.
Alright, so I got fifth in the end result. Not completely satisfied because I could have done better at the end with the sprint, but it was a cool race. It was very tight track. There was 2 like shitty sharp turns. The before last turn, I almost wiped out my rear wheel. Like I got a high side there, and my rear tire just started slipping, but I managed to stay on the bike. So I've got another race tomorrow, so now it's time to go home, eat, recover.
Day 2.
25 minutes to the start of the race, very close to the start, just doing my warm-up. We'll have just a little bit of time to do one lap on the track. I raced yesterday, so we're gonna see how it goes. Today's circuit is about 2 kilometers, so that's twice as long as yesterday. I think it's gonna be a little bit faster, but it's my first time here, so I have no idea. Legs feel okay, but we'll see how it feels when we start the race. I watched my footage of yesterday and swapped my tires, put some new tires on. Yesterday my rear tire skidded in the last turn, so I think it was a bit old. So I've got some new tires on, should be better. The weather is perfect, it's about 20 degrees Celsius, but it's pretty windy.
Later.
Well, this race turned out a little bit less fortunate. Got a nice bump on my face, some scratches on my knee and shoulder, but a little bit of stiff neck, but the rest it's okay. Went into the turn a little bit wide, there's these fences on the side, and I just went straight into the fence, flipped over, and it was the end of the race. Too bad. Better luck next time. Okay, let's go to the race. I'm pretty sure you guys want to see more footage of the race, so here we go. As usual, on the left you can see the speed, distance, RPMs and heart rate. In the top right you'll see the map of the course. This course was pretty tricky. It was very bumpy. There were potholes, speed bumps, tight turns, and it was windy this day. Here we are 35 kilometers into the race. I think this is about 2 laps before I crash. And I'll just take you through the whole lap so you can see actually what conditions we are racing. This was sort of the only longer straightaway in the course. Pretty bumpy road, and here we had a headwind. Until now the race, nobody had a chance to really break away. There's been a lot of guys trying, but nobody succeeded. Here there was a tight turn to the left, and all these guys were always braking too hard. I didn't know why, but they can carry so much more speed through these turns, but they don't. This was the only asphalt piece of the course which was nice and flat, except for the speed bumps then. But here's another turn to the left, and then we continue on to a long straight which gets us back to the start finish. Again, speed bumps. We're now approaching a pretty tricky turn. This is actually the turn where I crashed. Not this time, but the next lap I'm about to crash. A couple times I tried to stay outside a little bit more. As you can see right here on the inside there's a pothole, and staying on the outside was just a little bit nicer to turn. This is the last straight before the finish. Last turn. And here we go through the start finish. A little bit further up in the race, we're 40 kilometers in, and as you can see it got pretty crowded. There was a whole group that rejoined the race, I think after they either had a flat tire or were behind a crash or something. But all of a sudden it was very busy, and we were riding like 3-4 guys wide again. Again, speed bumps, and here we are approaching that sharp turn where I am about to crash. I still find it a bit weird why I crashed. I went into the turn too wide, braked too late, and then on the speed bump I just lost control a little bit, as you can see coming up here. And that's it. It looks really weird. And that was the race. The crash looks a bit silly, and it was a little brain fart. I think somehow I managed to hit the fence. A lesson learned. Better luck next time. Ja, ik zet jullie allemaal op de film. Leuk hè? Wil je iets zeggen? Komt ook op YouTube. Zoek me maar op.
Wat is je naam dan?
Jasper Verkuil. Ik denk morgen of overmorgen.
Ook eens onthouden.
Ja, dat is goed. Nee, ik moet mijn inschrijfgeld nog betalen.
Anders kun je niet naar huis natuurlijk. Je moet nog tanken.
Ook dat nog. 15, 5. Wat is het?
Ja, 8 denk ik.
Derde plaats.
Dat kan niet, 6 dan.
Nog wat. 6. 10. Wat een enorme prijs.